Okay, now folks, this place's name is Teriya. Teriya means cockeyed. Folks, this is the Andhavan in Buddhist stories, which where Theri Uppalavan was raped. This is Andhavan in the Buddhist stories, where the king Prasenajit, he blinded 500 robbers, and the Buddha returned their eyesight. This is Andhavan. Its real name is Teriya. Teriya means cockeyed. How I came to this conclusion, to understand this, please view this video till the end. Now, my Buddhist friends, I have shown you Bhog Jot, where Viruddhika Raja died by fire. According to Huen Tsang, he was on a lake enjoying himself, wine, woman and song, when the waters opened up and a fire engulfed him. And in other sources, he died by fire when a fire engulfed his palace. Anyway, that is the place. Bhog Jot is the place. And Kuwari Mafi is the place where Viruddhika Raja got 500 Sakya maidens, hands and feet chopped and thrown into a ditch. Then after that, Huen Tsang takes us to a very well-known place in Buddhist stories, which Buddhists would like to know where it is, the Andhavan, the blind man's forest, the Andhavan. Well, according to Huen Tsang, the story goes that there were 500 dacoits who were creating havoc in that area. They were killing, murdering people. In fact, they murdered the person who gathered money to make Kashyapa Buddha's relic stupa. He was a Sotapanna. Well, King Prasenajit, his real name is Prasad. King Prasenajit, he gets fed up of them, he gets them, he surrounds them, captures them, and he blinds their eyes. He blinds their eyes. Now these robbers, they are blinded, they cry in pain. They cry in pain. The Buddha hears it, and according to Huen Tsang, he causes some herbs to fly over from the snowy mountains. Snowy mountains is the Himalayas. And these herbs fill up their robbers' eye sockets, giving back their eyesight. So these robbers, they praise the Buddha and they throw their walking sticks into the ground. These walking sticks, they take up root. They take up root and they become trees, creating this forest, the blind man's forest. Folks, this is just between Baldi Purva and Baldi Purva, where the competition between the Hindu and temple and the Buddhist sanghramma took place, and Bhog Jot, where Viruddhika Raja died of fire. This is Teriya. Teriya means cockeyed. It's not the blind man's forest, it's Teriya, which the Buddhists call the blind man's forest. Andhavan. It's not Andhavan, it is Teriya. In fact, the Buddhists also have a name for it, Apta Netravana. Apta Netravana. Now, Apta Netravana is, a mispronunciation of Teriya. Teriya, they try to correct that and call it Apta Netravana. So, folks, Teriya means cockeyed. That means those robbers weren't fully, they did not regain their eyesight fully, but they were cockeyed. So, folks, check out the place Andhavan, because it's very important, because it was in Andhavan that the Sotapanna, the Sorata, the Kasapa Buddha's devotee, Sorata, who went all over India collecting money to funds to make the to make the sanghramma, to make the Kasapa Buddha's relic stupa. To make Kasapa Buddha's relic stupa. And to make Kasapa Buddha's relic stupa. And what happened was, when he was returning home, Now this is an important one because Huen Tsang shows us the Andhavan, takes us to the Andhavan. Now to the northwest of the sanghramma, that is the sanghramma is your Baldi Purva. To the northwest of the sanghramma, 3 or 4 li, we come to the forest of obtaining sight, Andhavan. Apta Travena. See, this is all, sitting in Calcutta, Samuel Beal taking the help of a Brahman, these funny words, where are vestiges of Tathagat who walked here for exercise, and the place where various holy persons have engaged in profound meditation. In all these places they have erected posts with inscriptions or else stupas. So folks, this is the Andhavan. Now see the description of Andhavan. Formerly there was in this country a band of 500 robbers who roamed about through the towns and villages and pillaged the border of the country. Prasenajit Raja, having seized them all, caused their eyes to be put out and abandoned them in the midst of a dark forest. So he blinded them. The robbers, rocked with pain, sought compassion as they invoked Buddha. At this time, Tathagat was in the vihara of the Jetavan and hearing their piteous cries by his spiritual power. He hearing their piteous cries by his spiritual powers, because the Andhavan is around 10 kilometers northeast of the Jetavan. He was moved to compassion and caused a soft wind to blow gently from the snowy mountains. Snowy mountains is the Himalayas, and bring with it some medicinal leaves which filled up the cavity of their eye sockets. They immediately recovered their sight, and lo, the Lord of the world was standing before them. Arriving at the heart of wisdom, they rejoiced and worshipped. Fixing their walking stakes in the ground, they departed. This was how they took root and grew. So that is how the Andhavan became a forest. Because the 500 robbers whom the king blinded, they pleaded to the Buddha, and the Buddha heard them from Jetavan, and he caused the wind to blow from the Himalayas with herbs, and these filled their eye sockets and returned their eyesight. So they stuck the walking sticks into the ground. These took roots and they grew. Let's see where this place is, and it is, see, here is Dharmanpura and Baldi Purva, and Zhang says to the northwest of that is Teriya. Teriya means cockeyeds. Folks, the Andhavan is not, Andha means totally blind. Its actual name is Teriya, means the actual name is cockeyed. So this is Teriya, this is your Andhavan. This is where a favorite nun of the Buddha was raped by a man called Anand, and this is where the Sotapana who collected money for Kashyapa Buddha's relic stupa, he was murdered when he was returning, and this is where Sariputra and Mahamoggallana meditated. So this Teriya is a very important place. Check out pictures of the Andhavan, which is Teriya. Folks, check out the pictures of Andhavan. Okay folks, this is your Teriya forest, which has been which is known in Buddhist texts as Andhavan, the blind man's forest. Well, Teriya means cockeyed. Teriya means cockeyed. So this is the blind man's forest. Now, according to Zhang, what happened was these 500 robbers, they were creating havoc and King Prasenajit got fed up of them. Actually, his name is King Prasad, and he manages to capture all 500 and he blinds them. Now these robbers, they let out cries of misery, and the Buddha hears it, and according to Huen Tsang, he causes some herbs to fly over from the snowy mountains, that's the Himalayas, and these herbs enter their eye sockets and return their eyesight. So the robbers, they throw their walking sticks into the ground, stick them into the ground. These sticks take root and create this forest. You can see the forest. So folks, this is your Teriya, which in Buddhist text is known as Andhavan. Actually, it's not Andhavan, it's Teriya. Teriya means cockeyed from this story. Now this Andhavan is very well known for other reasons also. When in Garethi, which has been mistaken for Sravasti, Sariputra and Mahamauliana meditated here. Other people meditated here. There were a lot of murders which took place here. Especially one murder stands out. It is the murder of the person who collected money to make the expensive stupa of Kashyapa Buddha. He was a Sotapanna. They decided that the full body relic stupa of Kashyapa Buddha would be made. It was very expensive, so this gentleman went across India asking for money and sending it back. When he heard that the stupa was ready, he came back, but on his way he was crossing this Andhavan, which is Teriya, and he was murdered by the robbers and robbed. So folks, and then you have the Buddha's favorite female nun, that is Theri Uppalavan. She was sleeping here, she was meditating here, and her cousin called Anand, not the Anand of the Buddhist stories. He is hiding in a hut, and when she enters, he rapes her. He rapes her, due to which the Buddha takes out a rule that no nuns are allowed to meditate or live alone in lonely forests and in lonely places. So folks, I hope you found this video educative. If you did so, don't forget to tell your friends and relatives that the Andhavan has been found. So you must go on a pilgrimage to Andhavan to visit the sites where a lot of Buddhist stories are took place. So folks, don't forget to like and follow my page Buddha Exhumed, and don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about